This drawing right here got me permanently banned on Twitter.
Hi, welcome. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me and spending time. If you don't know me, my name is Jasmine Baker. I am a realism pencil artist. I specialize in colored pencil and black and white work. Now, if you've been a follower for a very long time, you know that I used to make videos on fake art and how that affected the art community. I used to make videos on people that would try to pass themselves off as traditional artists, and it was a whole big mess. I don't miss those days. I do see fake art from time to time. Now we're gonna switch over a little bit and look at the controversial art. I'm gonna show you guys what's going on. This actually has been going on for a while. I've been wanting to do this video for quite some time. I personally believe that everyone needs art in their life, and whether or not you like it, you are affected by art. Whether it's visual art, edible art, audio, wearable, or whatever, the world needs art, and the world has created art since the beginning of human history. I would like to introduce you to Fabrice the artist. He does mainly work in graphite, so all of his work is in black and white, and he does very realistic portraits of people. He does very large scale work, which is very, very labor intensive. So he draws really popular figures. He's drawn Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, he's drawn Rihanna. These are very detailed drawings and they can usually take months. I'm very familiar with that. A lot of my drawings nowadays take months. I can churn out about 2 or 3 drawings a year. If I can churn out 2 drawings a year, it's a miracle. Now, before we go into depth on this situation, I do want to say that he has since signed up again for this platform, but I do want to leave the question hanging here for you guys to think about throughout this video. And that question is it okay for social media to punish artists for who they depict in their work? Artists create a story, retell a story, stir up an emotion, etc. Just my personal viewpoint on things. I've seen artists create drawings of politicians, serial killers, good people, bad people. The most common type of work here I see in my corner of the internet are like portraits of presidents, actors, influencers, musicians, that kind of thing. So Fabrice has drawn Elon Musk, and we're going to go into detail about this drawing today. Elon Musk just recently purchased Twitter, so keep that in mind. So now that you know what type of work that Fabrice does, we can talk about the whole Twitter fiasco.
Jordan Peterson ended up retweeting my Elon Musk drawing almost right away. And after he shared it, it was getting about 100,000 views per hour, and then it ended up peaking at around a little over 2 million views after just under about a day. Now, at the peak of this Elon Musk tweet engagement, after about 24 hours and over 2 million views later, I woke up to my account being permanently banned on Twitter.
When I spoke to Fabrice, he told me that he sold most of his prints from Twitter. So this event did have a pretty negative outcome for a while. I don't know if he's financially recovered from that. That was pretty interesting. I don't completely understand how Twitter works. I do know that it's a microblog, so you have to get really straight to the point about what you're doing, what you're posting, what you're talking about, because people have really short attention spans. As you all know, Elon Musk took over Twitter, and the Twitterverse decided to punish Fabrice for drawing him. And I thought Instagram was petty. I'm not lying. Here's the drawing. It's so controversial, so brave, so dangerous.
And after 24 hours, I got this response.
Hello, we're writing to let you know that your account has been permanently suspended due to multiple or repeat violations of our rules. We don't allow the following behaviors on Twitter: creating serial or multiple accounts with overlapping uses, evading a permanent suspension by creating another account, cross-posting tweets or links across multiple accounts, aggressively following, particularly through an automated means. Replies to this email will not be reviewed as this decision will not be reversed. Thanks, Twitter.
This ban lasted for over a year.
So after seeing their response to my appeal, any doubts that I had about this being ideologically motivated, I think had vanished, because they had basically said in that response that it wasn't a copyright or trademark issue, and rather they just listed seemingly random violations that had nothing to do with anything that I had done, let alone done multiple times like they had said at the beginning of their response.
His old account is still banned from Twitter, so like I said before, he has since signed up for the platform again. He has nowhere the same reach that he used to have. He essentially started all over.
Got a ton of hate, and I'll show you guys some of the comments right here.
I've had a lot of bad experiences with people on social media. After all, they are all strangers. My advice for the people who are having a fit over Elon Musk taking over Twitter, get over it. It's not that serious.
You have ideologically motivated employees who use their position of power in the company to put pressure on its members to self-censor and engage in a certain way.
I've been on social media for about 10 years now. So from people bullying me and calling me out of my name for pointing out extremely obvious things to someone creating a hate account because they have nothing better to do.
At first I thought this had to be ideologically motivated. Either a spiteful Elon Musk employee banning anyone for gaining traction for any positive related Elon Musk content, or the mass reporting of my account from Elon Musk haters across the platform.
I also had lots of people make fun of my work, not just saying how it could be changed, like actual constructive criticism. I've had people actually make jokes because they're super immature. Fortunately for them, I don't have feelings.
They did not specify which one I had violated. To me, that sounds like they're beating around the bush and they're using these seemingly random violations as an excuse to ban someone for whatever it is that they want to ban you for.
Imagine if you were a clothing store and one day you just decide to make a green shirt available for people to buy. You advertise, hey, we got this great shirt available to buy, and instead of people shopping around, they decide to take down your shop all because it's a green shirt, and for some reason everyone is against it. They can't just dislike it, they have to rebel against it even though it's a harmless green shirt.
And I thought, maybe I had violated some other terms, perhaps copyright or trademark terms. Perhaps using a logo in the Twitter eyes was enough for them to consider that a trademark or copyright violation. However, they kept the original post intact, they never deleted the post, and yet they permanently banned my account while keeping the original post active. So that really does cause doubt in that theory.
You know, the internet, rather than somebody simply ignoring something and purchasing something elsewhere, they have to make it a problem. Something's offensive. You can't just ignore stuff nowadays. It's got to be a whole situation. So it does seem unlikely that he will get his old Twitter account back, but you just never know.
So I first got active on Twitter around 2020, where I started looking for other outlets to share my art. 2021, I drew Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson and his daughter Michaela Peterson actually retweeted that drawing I made of Jordan as well, and that post actually also got over 3 million views. And I also ended up gaining Jordan Peterson as a follower on Twitter, which was very, very cool and very valuable, as he has actually shared multiple of my posts since then, which has helped me out tremendously.
So now, what is your answer to the question from earlier? A lot of people really hate Elon for taking over Twitter, and they took it out on Fabrice. I will leave a link for that in the description if you want to check that out. He goes into a little bit more detail about the whole Twitter situation.
Now, that brings us to a few days ago, where I finally completed my most recent drawing of Elon Musk. And I thought it was a neat idea given the current circumstance, the Twitter takeover and the whole situation regarding that. I thought it was a nice creative idea to include those Twitter logos in his eyes. I had never really done anything like this, as I've always strived for like that pure hyper-realistic effect.
But imagine making most of your money selling prints on Twitter, and then somebody just takes it all away in one swipe. That's pretty sad. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think they were wrong for taking down his artwork?
And at the same time, I've also seen plenty of artists use brands and logos in their artwork, in their own artistic expression.
This does kind of remind me a little bit of Etsy. I recently shut down my Etsy shop for my drawings because, one, the fees were really high, and two, I had this drawing of SpongeBob that I did some years back, and it actually got a copyright infringement notice, so I wasn't allowed to sell that, even though there were about 10,000 other SpongeBob things available for sale on Etsy, like blatantly SpongeBob, but my work was the one that got taken down. I relate to the core.
For example, Nike sneaker drawings are very, very popular, as well as drawing athletes with their jerseys on. I'm pretty sure Mac Miller had a song where he was talking about the Nikes on his feet. Now, I don't see how that would be a copyright infringement. Therefore, I also don't see how my drawing could be a copyright infringement, especially since I drew the logo very, very loosely and I didn't even color it blue. So it more or less looks like an artistic interpretation on my end.
Totally unfair to get punished for something that you drew, especially when it's this harmless.
And they never gave me any reason why, no justification, no warning, no prior strikes of any sort, just that I was permanently banned on Twitter. Now, I was having many different conversations with potential clients on Twitter with regards to selling the original, selling limited edition prints, as well as even working on an NFT project, which I am now completely blocked from contacting any of those clients, and therefore all those business opportunities are now completely destroyed overnight.
I think it's ridiculous.
Post your art online for the world to see, and the internet is like, we're gonna rip you to pieces.
Now, even though I have a pretty decent Instagram following, I realistically make the overwhelming majority of all my art sales through Twitter. So as you can imagine, when I woke up to this permanent ban without any warning or former violations of any kind, it felt like my entire art business was absolutely destroyed overnight.
It's one of the dumbest things I've seen up to this point in my 30 years of life. That's enough internet for today. I need to go draw and empty my mind. I'll leave the link to his channel so you guys can watch his tutorials. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think about this whole situation. Is it completely unfair to him? Thank you so much for watching. If you want, you can check out my second channel. I post 2 times a month over there. I do story times and TV commentary. If you are an art connoisseur, a collector, or whatever you call it, and you're interested in buying some art from me, you can check out my website, jasminebakerart.com. I update it constantly. There's always new stuff on there. Right now I have some prints, I have originals, puzzles. I'm currently waiting on my stickers and magnets to get made, and then I'm going to be selling some of these specialty resin boxes on there, so you guys will get to see some of the projects that I'm currently finishing. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.